In a petite mountain village, there resided a youth named Ethan. His mind, ever restless, was constantly abuzz with thoughts and concerns, making it challenging for him to attain inner peace. This internal turmoil cast its shadow on every facet of Ethan's life. Yearning for a means to quiet his mind and discover serenity amid the chaos of his thoughts, he embarked on a quest for tranquility. On a certain day, Ethan learned of a venerable monk dwelling in an isolated temple atop a nearby mountain. This monk was famed for his deep wisdom and skill in guiding others on their spiritual journeys. Captivated by the tales he had encountered, Ethan resolved to find the monk and unravel the secret to clearing his mind. The expedition to the temple proved arduous, with steep and winding paths that appeared to stretch endlessly. However, Ethan's unwavering determination propelled him forward. After days of challenging travel, he finally arrived at the temple, where the serene presence of the old monk welcomed him. "I have come seeking guidance," Ethan respectfully conveyed, bowing to the monk. "I wish to empty my mind and find peace within myself. Can you teach me?" The old monk smiled knowingly, gesturing for Ethan to sit beside him. "Emptying the mind is not a task to be accomplished with force or haste," he said gently. "It is a gradual process that requires patience, discipline, and self-reflection. Are you willing to embark on this journey?" Ethan nodded eagerly, his heart brimming with hope. Under the wise guidance of the old monk, Ethan commenced his training. The initial lesson imparted by the monk was the art of mindfulness. Ethan was directed to sit quietly beside a flowing stream and observe the water without judgment or analysis. Initially challenging, Ethan struggled to keep his mind from wandering. Yet, with persistent practice, he started to discern the intricate patterns of the water, the way it gracefully traversed rocks and navigated around obstacles. As Ethan delved deeper into the practice of mindfulness, he came to the realization that the thoughts in his mind mirrored the rushing currents of the stream. They ebbed and flowed, sometimes gentle and calm, other times turbulent and chaotic. He learned to observe his thoughts without becoming entangled in them, simply allowing them to pass through his awareness like leaves gracefully floating down the stream. The second lesson bestowed upon Ethan by the old monk was the art of letting go. They ascended to the mountain's summit, where the monk guided Ethan to a splendid garden adorned with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. At the garden's heart stood a majestic cherry blossom tree, its branches swaying delicately in the breeze. "Observe the tree," the monk instructed Ethan. "Notice how it stands tall and proud, yet it remains flexible, bending with the wind. Learn from the tree and practice the art of letting go." Ethan observed as the cherry blossom tree gracefully surrendered its blossoms to the wind, releasing them one by one. He realized that clinging to thoughts and attachments only led to suffering and hindered the discovery of inner peace. With each falling blossom, Ethan experienced a profound sense of release, as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. Throughout his ongoing training, Ethan confronted numerous challenges. At times, his mind became overwhelmed with worries and fears. However, the old monk consistently provided gentle guidance and reminders to bring him back to the present moment. One day, while Ethan was deep in meditation, a powerful storm swept through the mountains. Thunder rolled, and rain poured down relentlessly. Panic surged within him, and his mind became a whirlwind of fear and anxiety. Seeking solace and guidance, Ethan hastened to the old monk. Welcoming Ethan with a calm smile, undisturbed by the storm outside, the old monk motioned for him to join in the meditation hall. Instructing Ethan to sit in stillness, the monk encouraged him to find tranquility despite the chaos surrounding them. As Ethan closed his eyes and directed his focus to his breath, the old monk began to speak softly, his words carrying the weight of profound wisdom. Embrace the storm within you, just as nature embraces the storms that pass through, the old monk said. Observe the tempest of thoughts and emotions without resistance, without judgment. Allow them to arise and subside like the passing storm. Ethan absorbed the monk's words slowly, realizing that the key to emptying his mind was not to suppress or escape his thoughts but to acknowledge and accept them fully. He understood that true peace could only be found by being present in the midst of the storms within and without. Ethan nodded, his eyes filled with gratitude and understanding. He had come to realize that emptying the mind did not entail erasing thoughts altogether. Instead, it involved cultivating a deep presence and spaciousness that allowed thoughts to arise and dissolve naturally, free from attachment or resistance. With a sense of gratitude, Ethan bid farewell to the old monk and began his descent from the mountain. Carrying within him the wisdom and practice he had gained, he understood that the path of emptying the mind was not a destination but a lifelong journey. Returning to his village, Ethan became a wellspring of inspiration for those seeking inner peace and clarity. He shared the teachings of mindfulness, letting go, and embracing the storms within, guiding others on their paths of self-discovery. Years passed, and Ethan's name spread far and wide. People from distant lands sought his guidance, and he humbly shared his wisdom, always reminding them that the true power lay within themselves. In the twilight of his life, as Ethan sat beneath the cherry blossom tree, he reflected on his remarkable journey. He came to realize that the key to emptying the mind wasn't solely found in the teachings of the old monk, but in his own unwavering commitment and willingness to explore the depths of his being. With a serene smile, Ethan closed his eyes, feeling the gentle caress of the wind and the blossoms falling around him. In that moment, he understood that the journey to empty the mind was a continuous dance with life itself, a dance of surrender, acceptance, and profound inner peace. Thus, the story of Ethan, the restless young man who transformed into a beacon of serenity, spread throughout the world. It served as a reminder to all who heard it that within the depths of their own minds, they too possessed the power to empty their thoughts and discover the boundless peace that resided within. Thank you for watching and keep the spirit of living your life.